I woke up, I don't know, it feels like more of a premonition, but it felt also like a nightmare, but it felt like a premonition. And I was in this house, and I was looking out the window, and I saw a double barrel plane. Like, you know how the boats, they have two hulls? It was a plane with two bellies, basically. It's like two missile-shaped bodies attached almost. And it was flying over Phoenix, and the next thing you know, the noses of the two face down at the same time. And they're just hovering there for a minute. And all I could think was, we're all gonna die. Because we were in the blast radius. And it was a daytime event. So, yeah, that was fun. Can't go to sleep now. So let's do a Keanu Reeves reading. Why the fuck not? I mean, if it is end of times, we might as well enjoy ourselves, right? This is what they call morbid comedy, right? Dark humor. I think I need to pull a couple of cards on this before we go on, otherwise the energy won't clear out of the cards. So we're going to do a reading that is not about Keanu Reeves at first. And then in a few minutes, we'll start the Keanu Reeves reading. When I'm ready to start the Keanu Reeves aspect of it, I will lift my mug for at least a few seconds. So if you're fast forwarding and you don't want to hear this shit, which I don't blame you, you can just look for the mug. And I split the deck on the Chariot. And right underneath my other card is the Judgment card. So that's fun. 2 major arcana. And then my Page of Swords is coming out as well, which is, you know, I don't know, ring the bell and get your ass in gear. Judgment is coming. Sometimes this gift really feels like a curse. I know it's a gift and I should be appreciative. But like, you try to be approached by dead people as a kid, constantly. You try getting premonitions of the end of the world. I mean, I've been getting them since I was little, but I've had 4 in the last 2 years. The first 3 were meteorites coming down and just decimating this house. And the final one was a missile. 2, in fact. And since we're still in the blast radius of Phoenix, and there's no bomb shelters in Phoenix that I know of, unless people built them, you know. Anyway. Everyone wants to survive, no one wants to prepare. Strange. You know, I told a few people that I care about, like very few, about my nightmare premonition. And one person came back to me and said, Ashley, you gotta have faith. And I was like, yeah, of course. But you know, when Noah was warned of the flood and he told everybody and they all ignored him and said, oh, you know, God wouldn't do that to us. And then everyone died because they didn't prepare. Only Noah prepared. Because he listened to God and he had faith that the message he was receiving from the Lord was the right message. Now, I have been obedient and I have been preparing. But I'm not ready yet. I feel like I can't do it by myself. Yeah, see? Another major arcana. 6, the Lovers. I need a partner I can count on, that can actually put in the fucking work. You know, I'm sick of waiting for everyone else to get through their trauma drama so that we can survive the next few years. This isn't a Y2K warning. Oh, the computers, blah, blah, blah. No, this is like end of times warning bells on repeat. And no one wants to listen. I didn't tell anybody about the meteorite ones, except for one person. But I told a couple of people about the nukes. Hi, Cheryl. Sorry, I haven't started the Keanu Reeves aspect of it yet. I'm still bitching about my premonition nightmare. I'm just trying to get the energy out because I don't want it to affect his reading. And I'm doing it mostly, I have the light from the outside, but I'm doing it really in the dark because this is when I get the strongest downloads. But unfortunately, my energy is permeated by the message I just received this evening from, I know the difference between a torture message like, oh, let's get her in her head and fuck with her. I know what that feels like. I know what demons feel like. I know what shadows feel like, the devil. This was not that. This was like God coming down. There was no fear in my nightmare premonition at all. It was just this, it was peace. But it was also regret because I didn't prepare. It was like God was saying, well, you didn't prepare, so now you're going to die. And it was very peaceful, you know, no hard feelings. But, you know, you didn't prepare, so you're going to die. And I'm so frustrated because I honestly do feel like Noah. Right before he was trying to build the ark, I know the fucking struggle bus that he was on, going around to everybody that he cared about. Hey guys, do you want to help me? We need to build a bunch of fucking boats so that everyone can survive this shit. And everyone laughed in his face and said, no, God's got us, have faith. Yeah, God's got you. God's got you underwater. Because you don't fucking listen. Faith is awesome when you listen to God and you prepare for God. But if he gives you a message and you don't fucking listen and you don't prepare, you're gonna fucking die. That was the lesson of Noah and the ark. Noah received a message. Nobody fucking listened. Story of my goddamn life. Sorry, I'm a sailor, so I curse a lot. So the boat analogies also work really well for me. Really, really heavy energy. And I'm not allowed to go back to sleep. All night tonight, Elijah's been waking up every few minutes and he's been like screaming. Nightmare, wake up, nightmare, wake up, nightmare. And then finally I get to sleep for a few minutes and I have a fucking premonition of the end of Phoenix, Arizona, let me tell you. And if Phoenix had a couple of nukes pointing down at it, you can bet your ass that the other larger cities definitely did too. I'm sorry, but I feel that information for emergency purposes should be served cold and quickly. I don't believe in flowery information being promoted to ease people's minds. This isn't about, feelings about gender or race or anything, or sexual or orientation. I don't give a fuck. This isn't a flowery conversation about feelings. This is like, hey, there's a catastrophe coming. Maybe you should just take the information and prepare yourself. And I'm feeling frustrated because I am slowly being given the tools to prepare, but I feel like I should already be out on my land working to get it ready. A part of me doesn't even feel like I need to pay my taxes because it won't fucking matter. I'm serious. That's how I'm feeling right now. Like, why even pay my taxes? Shit's about to hit the fan, so what the fuck does it matter? My country doesn't protect us. So why should I pay them to do services that they don't provide? I'm sorry, if you need to leave the chat until I get to the Keanu Reeves stuff, I totally get it. This is really heavy, and it's really uncomfortable, and I'm super sorry. But I'm sorry, not sorry. It's not fear that I'm feeling, it's urgency. And everyone around me wants to take their sweet time and go slow and ignore it. Oh, Ashley, that's what God says, to have faith. You need to just pray to God. Okay, God also says prepare. God didn't tell Noah to just chill and sit on his ass. God said, Noah, you get your ass out there and you start building that goddamn boat, or everyone is going to die and there won't be any replenishing. So collect 2 of whatever you can manage, and get ready. And there's the fucking tower. Are you goddamn motherfucking kidding me? All of the cards that I've seen are major arcana, except for my Page of Swords, which is what I'm being right now. I am being the bearer of bad news, and I fucking hate this shit. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, I want mystical gifts. I want to be able to connect with the divine. I want to talk to, No, I'm telling you right now, this is a heavy, heavy job. And I have tried to ignore it and avoid it for decades. I have been running from these gifts that everyone says is a gift. Imagine as a little kid having to turn on the lights just to walk to the bathroom because there are literal entities, spiritual beings clamoring for my attention constantly. And I did such a good job at avoiding it. I smoked so much pot to try and mute all of this shit. All the warnings, all the this, all the that. And then when I stop smoking, everything comes flooding in because I've been ignoring it and pushing it aside. And so when I finally open up those connections, it's like, oh really? Well, since you didn't want to take your downloads in small increments, now you're going to get your downloads like a bucket. A bucket of water instead of just a trickle. This is what fear does to me. I get scared of the messages sometimes that I receive, and I just want to avoid them, and I don't want to share them. But I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep, and all I kept hearing from my God that I trust and believe in, saying to me, you need to share this message. Many will not listen, but a few will. And those are the ones that need to hear this. The ones that will prepare, even with no resources and no nothing, they will prepare. and the resources will be provided for them. Noah wasn't a wealthy man. He was a normal dude. From what I could see, he was a normal dude. He was comfortable, but he wasn't a king. And somehow God provided the materials and the know-how and the everything to be able to build that gigantic fucking life-saving boat. This is why my lungs are being clogged as well. It's like, Ashley, stop fucking smoking. Get to work, pay attention, and connect. We have work to do. So here I am, stone cold fucking sober, no marijuana in my system at all, and messages just flooding in again, and I'm irritated. I'm sorry. I'm just pissed off, okay? I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me get that out. Any last messages? Because I don't want to disrespect your message. And I am listening, God. Any last messages? Another major fucking arcana? Justice, of course. I feel like this is God, like staring down at me with the sword of truth and the weighing scales and God's bird messenger saying, hey, are you listening? I've literally pulled every fucking, I mean, how many cards are in this deck? And every single one that I looked at, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. The only card that wasn't major arcana isn't even a card that belongs in this deck. It's a totally different fucking card that got placed in this deck. And this represents me. Being the bearer of this beautiful, wonderful news. I'm sorry. It is very good news. Thank you for letting me know, because at least I'm being told. And at least I am listening. I don't know how to go forward. I don't know how to prepare without resources and help. I don't. I'm just one person. That's the problem with getting all these messages. It's like I'm just one person and nobody else fucking listens. Everyone, I mean, myself included, will give fake Johnny Depps and fake Keanu Reeves thousands and thousands of dollars because we're lonely. But nobody wants to put resources towards... Anyway, whatever. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I swear, I'm done. Okay. What time is it? 20 minutes in. I thought that was going to be like 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Can I discuss this trivial idea of Keanu Reeves and his healer? Or is that just so silly to ask? just dropped a bomb of truth on me. And here I am asking for trivial information of just one lifetime. And you're giving me information that'll help generations to come. I know it's silly. Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you. The only thing that keeps replaying in my mind right now is the serenity prayer. Grant me the strength, and the wisdom. But the crazy part is, I guess the whole thing is the crazy part, right? All right. Okay, I'm listening. Are you going to afford this Keanu Reeves reading now? Our Father, who art in heaven, holy be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours. Help us, God, to not only hear your messages, but to listen and act and prepare. Prepare with your warnings so that we may accept our blessings. Amen. All right, let's try this out. 2323 was just on the phone. All right, here's the owl. We're doing the Keanu Reeves reading now. 23 minutes in, guys. Here we go. All right, anybody who's been fast forwarding, can you see this? We're good now. All right, Keanu Reeves, here we go. Who is Keanu Reeves' healer? It just feels so trivial, doesn't it? Oh God. It feels so trivial. But here we are, Oh my God. This is fascinating. It looks like a story being played out. I have 2 cups, a pentacle, and a wand, a 10, 2 4s, and a 7. The 10 of Cups shows that this is a light being. She is just connected to Source. She's different from everybody else. At first glance, she just looks like a blackbird. But she comes across him while he's in 4 of Cups energy. He's pining over the one that got away. He's always whining and pining over the ones that got away, which is a lack mentality. And this raven of knowledge and wisdom is looking down at him like, okay, well, you're a mess, you know? And he's wearing his mask of neutrality, but it's showing through. And the more he dives into his work, the 4 of Pentacles, the uglier he seems to get. And then the final card I see here. So first I see she is a ball of light and a connection from Source. The second card, it's predominantly the bird looking down on him, and he's kind of small. And then I see him alone. And then I see them together again. So it's like her, them together, him, them together. So it's like she brings the light. He goes into a 4 of Cups energy. Then he goes to work. Shit hits the fan. And he starts looking ugly because he's trying to fix a spiritual problem with physical actions, you know? And then the final card is like almost like him standing there with, there's like a briar patch underneath them, and he's standing there with his wand, with his mask on, but he's like, it's almost as if he's humbled himself enough, and he is looking down on the crow, and the crow is looking up at him. But the dynamic is saying that the crow is spiritually more evolved. The crow is instructing him on how to clean up this briar patch. So she's not going to do the work for him. She's just going to help him get through it with wisdom and by being there to help guide him through it. So it's like meeting Einstein while he was alive, right? Now imagine Einstein comes and Einstein sees you in university working on some mathematical equation or, you know, scientific equation or whatever. And Einstein goes up and starts correcting your board. And you're like, who the fuck is this guy, right? This wild-haired weirdo with a strange accent, you know? Putting papers everywhere, total disaster. And he figured out what I've been trying to do for decades. He's figured out all my shit in 2 seconds, and now my life is just upside down. And I'm like craving. It's like, how did I miss this? Right? And then Einstein sends you back to the board and says, now figure out how we did that. Figure out how that works and get back to me. Let me know when you're ready for the next step. So he goes and he does the work, and he is worn out. And then finally, he is like, okay, I'm coming back. I didn't fucking figure it out. How the fuck did you do that? I don't know how you did that. You just turned my world upside down, and you weren't even in my life properly. You were just observing it. And you completely turned my life upside down. I tried to figure out how you did it. I tried to counteract it. I tried to work through it. And now I'm realizing, this is Keanu Reeves, now I'm realizing that I actually need this crow, this raven. What is this, a crow or a raven deck? Crows. I keep saying raven. I keep thinking raven, and I think it's because of the medicine cards. You know, the reading, the third one that we did where we pulled a medicine card for him, and it was number 16, which is the raven, which is the communication line between nothingness. You know, what is it? What did we call it? The great mystery. And the 3D world. So he finally comes to this woman with his wand ready to get to work. Not his, you know, don't get silly with me, guys. It is early in the morning, so my mind obviously went there too. But no, his like, sorry. Let me show you what I mean. He's like, okay, I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to clear all this shit out. And she's like, okay, well, you're going to use that wand that you've got right there to clear up all this briar patch. And he's humbled now at this point. And he's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do that, but I trust you and I'm going to try and do it. Now let me show you the card progression so you understand where I'm getting this from. This is the first card. This healer is a ball of light, almost not of this world. But she takes the form of what is of this world. And she sees him in his pain and suffering and struggling. And she flies down and lands on the branch and says, hey, what are you doing down there? You know, there's other things around your life that need to be cleared up and sorted, and you're just sitting around. What are you doing? Now, he wasn't ready to listen at this point, right? So, he gets worn down further in the 3D world. Shit hits the fan. Look how exhausted and pissed off and ugly he looks right now. You know? It takes a lot to make Keanu Reeves look ugly. And finally, he's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need help. I can tell this is definitely part of this reading and not the previous reading, because the previous reading, the first 23 minutes was all major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, warning. Then we cleared it out, We asked God for approval to even do this. We received approval. We said our prayers. And every single card here is a minor arcana, which is the physical work that needs to be done. They're the steps, right? Now, I know in that one reading I suggested everyone buy him the book Illusions by Richard Bach. This scenario right here is kind of indicative. It kind of feels like Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which is another Richard Bach book. It's a very short book, very tiny, and it's about a seagull. There's lots of pictures, and there's not as much writing as you would have expected, which is perfect, right? Because the information is heavy. And it's a story of a seagull who wants more and who is connected to source and who has skills and abilities and desires that no other seagull has, to the point where the seagull gets elevated to a whole other realm where he actually kind of fits in, you know? And then he gets called back down to his old, stomping grounds, Earth, whatever you want to call it. He gets called back to try to help save a few of the young seagulls that are in the position that he used to be in. And this has that feeling like this female healer. I feel like she's the Jonathan Livingston Seagull. And she's come back down and she sees this man who's struggling, and she's offering to help him and teach him how to heal himself. Next. How does she help him? Why her? Why this woman? There are so many healers out there. Why is this woman the healer for him? She's the only one who can help him complete this cycle. She's a Queen of Wands. She's spiritually balanced. She's connected to Source. She's connected to the light and the dark. She's an Empress. She's going to help him holy shit. She's the only one that can help him escape this judgment. I don't know if this is physical judgment, spiritual judgment, social judgment, but I see this, the Five of Swords and all the other birds, the average motherfuckers out there talking their shit, and he's by himself with his one sword of truth, and he's like, these assholes are out there spreading lies, and I'm sitting here with my sword of truth, and I can't defend myself. And it feels like the bad side of judgment, you know? Like being judged harshly and inappropriately. It's like, I know I use Johnny Depp a lot as an example recently in the last two videos. Two videos. The last one and this one. But seriously, he was crucified because a particular person, and then she got a bunch of other people, but there's a shit ton of lies that got flown around. He was the only one holding the truth, right? And he was unfairly and unjustly judged. And it looks like this healer, she's in an abundance mentality. That doesn't mean she's physically abundant. It means she's spiritually abundant. She's balanced with both the light and the dark, but she's mostly light. But she understands the dark. She can communicate with it. It's like she can see the truth through the illusions. There's a Queen of Wands energy here, which tells me she's quite masterful with her spiritual talents. And in her barest form, the rawest form of her, even at her bare bones minimum with nothing on, she is in a position to end this fucked up cycle for him. That's why her. She's the only one who could do it. This bitch looks like she don't give a fuck. Well, you guys remember those short videos several years ago? And it was like, honey badger don't give a fuck. And it's like this, it was like a commentary of this, I don't know if it was a guy or whatever, I think it was a guy. And he was, I think it was a gay gentleman, and he was like, honey badger don't give a fuck. Honey badger will just, like, he was like narrating, and they're ruthless, you know? Honey badgers are fucking ruthless. You want a honey badger on your side. You do not want to be on the wrong side of a honey badger. And I feel like this healer, she's a fucking honey badger, man. It's almost like she just doesn't give a fuck. She's like, look, this is the truth. I see it this way, and this is how we're going to heal this. And let's save you. Like, there's no nonsense here. There's no frills on any of these cards. Except for his. His cards are messy. Her cards are balanced. Are perfectly balanced between the light and the dark. His cards are all jumbly. And it's interesting because even though she's got a giant heart, she looks very stoic. And she's kind of frightening. It's like... It's like that, you know, that mama bear on the street where everyone goes to her for protection, but at the same time, you don't want to go to her if you've done something fucked up because she'll call you out. I'll give you an example. I did this actually with my exes, two girls, my lovely girls. I did not birth them, but spiritually they are my lovely girls. And all the kids in the community were fucking with this little 3-year-old, like making her feel bad because she couldn't go out and play, like, you know, doing, you know, making fun of her through the window and all this shit. And the mother was so upset. I heard her screaming at all of them, leave my child alone. You have no idea the damage you're doing to her. And when I found out what the fuck happened, and my girls were included in this because they wanted to be popular and they were going with the flow. They didn't want to upset the apple cart and then be the target, you know, so they went with it. And They all participated. All of these kids participated in this. So what I did was I went around to every single fucking one of those kids. And if they weren't outside, I went to their houses and I went to their parents. I think I went to their parents. I can't remember, but I drug them all outside. I brought them all over to that little kid's house and I knocked on that woman's door. And I said, all these kids have something to say to you and your little girl. And I made them all fucking apologize. They were humbled in that moment and they never fucked with that little girl again. But they also knew that if they needed safe haven or if they needed anything, they just came to me. They came to our house. Kids were in and out of our house all the time. We didn't give a shit. So Mama Bear is really cuddly and lovely unless you fuck with her cubs. Or, you know, like in this case, if you fuck with anybody in the tribe, like, hey, that wasn't nice. You need to get your shit together and stop being an asshole. And that's what this woman feels like. It feels like she's got such a big heart and she comes across very stoic. And I do believe the stoicism is a result of everything that maybe she's experienced, and also the result of the weighing scales of justice, right? Because in order to be fair and balanced, you can't be excited about one and pissed off about another. You kind of just have to sit and observe at first and see what the fuck's going on before you go, you know, responding or reacting. And that can be very off-putting because most people don't have that restraint. So, and it's fascinating because the first card we have of her, she's fully dressed, covered, head to toe, right? She's got her heart there. She's got her cross. She's got her wisdom. She's got her truth. And she's like spiritual sage says, Sage says, she goes, I wish a bitch would. That's kind of how she looks. I wish a bitch would. Come fuck with me. Let me see. Let me show you how it goes. And then you see her when she's working with him. She shows him everything. Now, yes, okay, it's a nudity on the card. But for me, what I see here, she's holding two wands, balance and truth. She has a crow's head, knowledge. And it's almost like she's completely closed off. And as she progresses through helping him, she gradually uncovers her true nature. So she's powerful whether she is completely shut and bordered up or whether she's open and in her feminine power. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to wear armor to protect herself. She can be completely naked and still kick your ass. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's cool, but it's weird. How does she help him? She helps him with balance in the 3D world. She helps him balance. She gives him enough wisdom to balance out all the logic that he's got. It's like she gives him enough wisdom to literally balance on both sides. She gives him tangible wisdom that he can use in the 3D world. He can use this, and it's fair and it's balanced and it's just. It's something you can touch. She gives him the ability to see the truth through the illusion. She helps him balance out the light and the dark aspects of himself. So basically, she's teaching him how to step into the power that she holds, but from a masculine perspective. So she teaches him how to become a high priest. Is that what's happening here? What's the outcome for him working with this woman? He's going to help a fuck ton of people. And he's going to be stronger than he ever thought possible, because he's going to be able to heal his inner feminine. He's going to heal his inner feminine. He's going to be able to, I mean, look at this. This is like his inner feminine controlling a beast, monster, demon. And it looks like it's not a struggle at all. It looks like she's just kind of checking out his teeth. I feel like this is him mastering his shadow. And him helping others. So she helps him, and in turn, he's able to help everyone else. Look at how all the crows are just sitting there, just patiently waiting and listening for any morsel. He's going to be able to help a lot of people in the 3D world. Now this card, I never really looked at it before because it's just a placeholder card for me, and it usually signifies that the message is over. But this, doesn't that feel kind of like the Strength card, but instead of a lion, it's like a demon monster creature? So like it's a new level of strength. It's not just a lion. It's like a whole full-blown fucking demon creature that he's able to have strength and power over without having to take it. The creature just gives him the power. He's gonna have to do a lot of work. But I really honestly truly feel that if this feminine, this female healer, if she is by his side, he'll be able to figure it out if he listens. You know, it's like me getting that fucking crazy ass premonition last night, whatever this is. I'm being given the information, but am I listening? Am I acting? Am I fixing? Am I doing? I don't know. I hope to God I am, because any closing arguments or notes that you would like to share with us, God, regarding the healer of Keanu Reeves? She has the ability to transform. This is the second Sagittarius card I've seen. It's Temperance right in the middle. And it's like she's transforming not only his sorrow and sadness and flipping it on its head, but she's also bringing up to light the devil energy, shining light and transforming the situation. You know, Temperance is all about transformation. And it's like she's able to wedge herself in between his addictions and his emotional restraints, sadnesses, losses. And she's able to lodge herself in between the two, acknowledge them, and like transform them. That's what it feels like. It feels like she's transforming him from within. Is that everything? There's a lot of balance here. Is that it? How many cards is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 fucking cards. Are you kidding me? Remember we were talking in the other reading about, you know, the medicine cards, and we pulled the Raven, number 16, 1, 6, which adds to a 7. This is 2023, which is the year of the 7. This is the end of the message. This is a complete message. I'm not even getting chills. It just feels right. It doesn't even feel like a shocker. It just feels right. The sooner he goes to this woman, like now, the sooner he can share this with the world and potentially save everyone. Isn't that fucking heavy? That's crazy heavy. My phone just buzzed. Okay. The refrigerator just turned on. The energy is... It's like God's like, okay, this is over. You're done. All right. That was almost an hour long. And... I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I believe it or not, I am speechless. Now it's my turn to go meditate. I might do another reading for you guys because I can't sleep, so I might do like another random live, but it won't be about Keanu Reeves. It's just going to be like a general energy reading, maybe. Try to clear out this energy, this heavy, heavy energy. The world is on the brink of catastrophic failure. And I know this sounds really fucking crazy because I never thought I'd ever say this about Keanu Reeves, but I think he could save the world. Isn't that fucking nuts? He's an actor. What? I don't know why. It's because he's the King of Cups. And he has the potential to balance the light and the dark better than anyone. So I think his understanding and compassion for both the light and the dark might be the reason why he could unlock everything. That's weird. It's so weird. Oh my god. You definitely have a sense of humor. Seriously? Keanu Reeves? Really? That's funny. You know, it's fucked up. I was thinking about the Sun card before I even started this whole thing, and it never came out. And I split the deck twice just then, and I got 2 different cards on one side, but on the other side, it was the Sun card in reverse. God, you can't leave me hanging like that. Why is the Sun card in reverse? Oh, I see. Because it's not about happiness. It's about putting in the work. This isn't healing Keanu Reeves. This healer healing Keanu Reeves is not about his happiness per se. You know, sunshine and rainbows. It's about unlocking his true spiritual potential. I think that's why he's being so heavily attacked. He needs to go quickly. Stop dicking around, sir. You need to move now. Stop thinking about it. It's time to do the spiritual work now. You gotta stop going slow. Like, you have to stop that. It's Hangman in reverse. Stop thinking about it and just do it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's time to get up and move. You are the Emperor in reverse right now, sir. You gotta go. You have to go swiftly. Eight of Wands, like. And this isn't about anyone else. Like, this isn't about the group. There's no group. There's no we. It's just you. She's also kind of, I feel like in a weird sort of way, like she's going to be teaching him and helping him and training him a lot. However, I feel like also in a weird sort of way, she's also going to be a student. So I see the Temperance card again. They're going to have to be patient with each other. Like, she's rusty. Not rusty. She's rough around the edges. And he could smooth her out so that she would be better received and be able to actually help more people. That might be how he returns the favor. you know? Maybe they both help each other elevate. And I see justice. I see balancing of the scales. I see truth. I see wisdom. Okay. I need to step back for a second. I'm sorry, but this morning has been extremely heavy for me. Psychically, spiritually speaking, it's been really heavy. So I'm going to take a step back right now, try to clear the energy. And if I do come back for a live, it won't be about Keanu Reeves. It's just going to be like a general reading. Just to, clear the energy and get back to work for the rest of us, all us regular folk. 2023 is all about what did we say? 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the reverse Fool, which is foolish behavior. Our goal is to conquer and transform that energy so that we can all be spiritual masters when the next year hits. Simply by surviving the year. It's wild. Okay. I honestly, I need to take an energy break. Okay, I'm done. Enough. I love you all. You can go back and watch it. I don't know if I recommend watching the first 23 minutes. Fast forward until you see me playing with the mug, because the first 23 minutes are heavy. Heavy, heavy as fuck. And it's not about Keanu Reeves. So, yeah, if you do go back because you want to watch the beginning of this, I would start around minute 23. Unless you want to stay up all night like I am, or have to totally cleanse your energy field. I need a giant bucket of holy water or something and just dump it on me. Actually, the laughter is helping. I'm feeling better already. All right. I need a fresh coffee, and yeah, you might see me back here. I love you.